threat has come now from Jammu's Bhaderwah, where a person can be heard issuing a threat from the Jamia Masjid in Doda district. These threats were given after a protest in the town, which goes like this: if the government doesn't grab the necks of those who are against us, those who oppose hijab, then we will chop their necks. In fact, a local journalist and BJP leader Nupur Sharma are singled out and named by this man from the premises of the mosque in Bhaderwah. A case has been lodged, but this is exactly the kind of hate that just sees a complete silence.
आप मेरे भाइयों, लेकिन सरू को कलम करना भी सिखाते हैं, तो इसलिए बातों को ज़हन में बिठा दो। हम खामोश तब तक है जब तक हमारा बर्दाश्त कायम है। बर्दाश्त से निकल गए तो फिर वो नुपुर शर्मा क्या, वो आशीष कोहली क्या, वो नुपुर शर्मा क्या, उनके सर कहीं और घर कहीं मिलेंगे। और मैं नबी का कलमे पढ़ने वाला मुसलमान खुद मैदान में आए, और ये फतवे भी हमारे दुश्मन, आरएसएस भी हमारी दुश्मन है। तो इसलिए मैं अंजुमन इस्लामिया की तरफ से तमाम अवाम का शुक्रिया करता हूँ। मैंने जैसे पहले ही अर्ज किया कि ये अमन को खराब करने वाले अनासिर हैं, कभी अजान पे कभी पर्दे पे। तो एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन को चाहिए जो अजान के खिलाफ बोले उनका गला पकड़े, अगर जो पर्दे के खिलाफ बोले उनका गला पकड़े। ये गला नहीं पकड़ सकते तो हम गला काटने के लिए तैयार हैं, हम गला काटने के लिए तैयार हैं। और इनको मैं बताना चाहता हूं, सबसे ज्यादा कम दर्जे का मुसलमान इतना ईमान रखता है, दुनिया के किसी भी ब्रिगेडियर, किसी भी ताकत गुस्ताख नबी का सर कलम कर सकते।
नूपुर शर्मा की जो ब्लास्फेमस कमेंट थे और उसके बाद जो जम्मू बेस्ड एक जर्नलिस्ट है जो उन्होंने उनको सपोर्ट किया था, उसी को लेकर आज अंजुमन इस्लामिया भदरवाह ने एक बंद की कॉल दी थी पूरे भदरवाह में। उसको लेकर एक पर्टिकुलर कम्युनिटी ने आज बंद रखा और उसके बाद प्रोटेस्ट भी यहाँ। प्रोटेस्ट के बाद जो इसी मरकजी जामा मस्जिद भदरवाह में कुछ लोग उनको एड्रेस कर रहे थे, प्रोटेस्टर्स को, तो उस प्रोटेस्ट में जो है जो एड्रेस करते हुए उन्होंने कुछ ऑब्जेक्शनेबल रिमार्क पास किया और एक पर्टिकुलर कम्युनिटी को टारगेट किया और उनके रिलीजियस सेंटिमेंट को हर्ट किया। उसी को लेकर सोशल मीडिया पे काफ़ी जो उसको ऑब्जेक्ट किया गया और बवाल उठा और वो जो वीडियो काफ़ी वायरल भी हुआ, स्पेशली जो ट्विटर पे वायरल हुआ। उसके बाद जो इमीडिएट एक्शन लिया, जोनल पुलिस हेडक्वार्टर जम्मू ने भी ट्वीट करते हुए ये लिखा कि एक्शन अंडर लॉ टेकन, केस FIR नंबर 92/2022 अंडर सेक्शन 295A 506 IP stand registered at police station Bhaderwah. Anyone who takes law into their hands will not be spared. ये ट्वीट किया है जोनल पुलिस हेडक्वार्टर जम्मू ने। और जबकि पर्टिकुलर किसी के नाम का उन्होंने FIR तो नहीं रजिस्टर किया है, वो नाम नहीं बताए हैं, लेकिन एक जनरल FIR रजिस्टर किया है ताकि जो है कोई भी लॉ को अपने हैंड में ना ले और जो टेंशन है और ज़्यादा या क्रिमिनल टेंशन ना बढ़े। टाइम्स नाउ के लिए भदरवाह से ताहिर नदीम खान, यूसुफजई।
Absolutely shocking when people talk about hate speech. Why does this miss their radar? Who is this man, Pradeep? And has he been arrested?
Not so far. He has not been arrested. Even his name is not there in the FIR because this is a generic FIR lodged against this particular incident. What really happened today? He is identified as Adil Ganai. He is basically a member of the Anjuman Islamia, the same organization that had today given a call for a band. It was a band call given by Anjuman Islamia against Nupur Sharma's recent remark against Prophet Muhammad, and after that there was a protest march organized by the same organization. Many women also took part in that organization. Later on, while addressing the gathering, the spine-chilling threat from his side.
Pradeep, has the Anjuman Intizamiya given any explanation of how this man used the premises of a mosque to make these comments?
No explanation from their side, and that is really what is unfortunate, is that nobody is speaking against him. Even the lobby is completely silent. No political party leaders, those who often keep on charging BJP of intolerance and spreading hate, nobody is uttering a word, because somebody should ask them a question. Is this not a hate speech? Is this not a spine-chilling threat where he's saying that they are going to chop anybody's head, and they are simply taking the name of Nupur Sharma, and they are saying that if the administration fails to grab the neck of those who are opposing azan and namaz,
absolutely,
they will be chopping off their heads.
Let's be very clear that right now the LG should immediately ensure Jammu and Kashmir police puts this man behind bars. But make no mistake, when we are having a discussion on hate speech, nobody will be talking about this man with the kind of ferocity that you have heard directed at Nupur Sharma's comments. And the question always remains, why? Thanks very much, Pradeep, for joining us with the details of that. Sujata Pandey, political analyst, lawyer Deshratan Nigam, Tausif Khan, advocate, Kuntal Krishna, leader of the Congress, joins us. Kuntal Krishna, this is more hateful than anything that Nupur Sharma or anyone else might have said. However, this doesn't invite the kind of outrage that you've seen over the last week. Why?
Pallavi, what you sow, so you reap. BJP and RSS set country on fire. And now they are feeling the burnt of that fire themselves. You know, it is India's constitutional values which are at test today. It is very essence
I want to tell you, you've got my name wrong and you've got the issue also completely wrong.
Pallavi,
as you sow, so shall you reap. That man is standing there and saying that you are cow piss drinkers. This man has the gall to stand in India, stand in Bhaderwah, stand in Jammu and call people of a faith who are eating cow shit. Sorry for the language, but that's exactly what this man says. And you are sitting here saying, as you sow,
Pallavi,
so shall you reap.
Pallavi,
my name is Padmaja, but go on. What has been sown that we are reaping this kind of abuse?
Padmaja,
what has been sown?
Padmaja,
Tell me what has been sown. You tell me what has been sown.
I got you right. Padmaja,
what has been sown?
It is, listen, Padmaja, this establishment has set country on fire.
How?
Let me tell you, this establishment
This
has
is
set
not about the
establishment.
He is not abusing establishment, sir. He is abusing people of one religion.
Padmaja,
Hindus are not BJP and BJP is not Hindus. He is standing there and calling you a cow piss drinker, sir. And you are whitewashing him. Wake up. He is calling you. He is calling you a gobar eater as well. He's calling you a cow piss drinker.
Padmaja, it is not about any religion.
It is about a religion.
Padmaja, it is about a religion. The whole ecosystem of the country. It is about vitiating the whole ecosystem of the country.
What has been vitiated, sir, to invite this kind of abuse?
A hate monger is a hate monger.
What has been said to invite this kind of abuse,
Padmaja,
sir?
no excuse for
Give
anyone.
me you made an excuse. You made an excuse.
Padmaja,
you are the one who is saying,
Padmaja,
as you sow, so shall you reap. Give me one example, Kuntal Krishna.
It is no excuse for
anyone. Give me one example of what has been sown to reap this kind of abuse. And I'm just stopping at the abuse. He is saying that a woman, however despicable her comments might be, sir, he is saying we are going to behead her. And you are saying, as you sow, so shall you reap. What has been sown to justify beheading?
Padmaja, no one should be spared. Padmaja, no one should be spared. Please listen to me, Padmaja.
You tell
no
me,
one should be spared.
Why does
First
this
of all,
escape your radar, sir?
Let me make this very clear to you. Padmaja, listen to me, Padmaja. Padmaja, you will have to give me time, Padmaja. You asked me to come to your debate. You will have to listen to me. BJP and RSS sponsored hate mongers have put country on the fire.
How?
It is not only our democracy which is on test now.
How?
It is also
Don't
our very
engage in
generalities which is at test today.
Give me an example.
And
what has the BJP RSS done to account for this man standing there, abuse a religion and ask for decapitation? Give me an example, sir. What has the BJP and RSS done to account for this man's call for beheading?
Padmaja, didn't you? Padmaja, your channel only aired what happened in Gonda. Your channel only aired what happened in Kanpur today.
And that man is in jail.
Someone who was selling clothes on the street.
And that man is in jail. Does that allow for this man to ask for decapitation?
So this man should also be in jail.
This man will be in jail.
Man should also
that
be in
is
jail.
not the question, Kuntal
This
Krishna.
man should also be in
the
jail.
question is that
Padmaja, accountability.
moments
Padmaja,
of Nupur Sharma making that comment, there were thousands and thousands and thousands of people who spoke of how India has gone to the dogs because a comment was made by Nupur Sharma. Not one of those people so far has moved
Padmaja,
a finger
accountability
to
of
talk
all
about
four
this
pillars
man.
of democracy
He is
today
not the
is
only
a test.
man. He is not the only man, Sujata Pandey. The tragedy is, just a second, let me actually come to you, Deshratan Nigam. The tragedy is that we keep saying law must take its own course. But you've become so desensitized to open calls of violence that you are saying, oh, all right, that man in Bundi, that cleric, he just said, we'll gouge your eyes out. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next person asking for decapitation. The next person who is saying कि अब हमारी अगर इंतहा हो जाएगी हम सर पर कफन बांध के निकल पड़ेंगे. You just move on. But one comment has everyone shouting from the rooftop. Deshratan Nigam.
Yes, absolutely. But if you look at the entire chain of events, and I'm talking about Nupur Sharma, but I'm talking about much prior. If we talk of Mopla riot, exactly the same calls were given. Beheading and various other modes which Maulvis say are permitted in Islam, which is very commonly used by these Maulvis of the Masjid, which is a very common phenomena. Even in Kanpur, the riots happened immediately after Jummeh's Namaz. I don't know what Maulvis say there inside those mosques that people get so fired up. Exactly must be the same the way you are showing the Jammu thing. So beheading, whether it is Kamlesh Tiwari, it is, and he was actually murdered and beheaded actually. And then you recall Akbaruddin Owaisi saying 15-15 minutes ke liye police ko hata lo and we show the Hindus.
Deshratan Nigam, Kuntal Krishna is saying that this is a result of the hate that has been sown by the RSS.
No. RSS did not exist during Mopla riots or prior riots. When the invaders come, RSS was not there. 1931 Kanpur riots, BJP was not even born. Subsequent riots, BJP was not even born then. Please remember that there's a pattern. There's a complete pattern out there which has to be studied and understood, and these people have to be dealt with the strongest.
Kuntal Krishna. Go on, sir.
And
Padmaja, let me tell my friend, what we saw in Gonda was shocking. Padmaja, इस देश में बबूल का एक ऐसा पेड़ लगा दिया है आरएसएस और बीजेपी ने, जिसके कारण से पूरा देश लहूलुहान है. Everyone is feeling the burn.
हिंदुओं ने कभी किसी का सर काटने के लिए फतवा नहीं जारी किया. सर से सर जुदा करने के लिए कभी हिंदू ने फतवा जारी नहीं किया. कभी किसी मंदिर से आवाज नहीं आई कि इनको काट दो, मार डालो.
Please go and investigate conduct of. Please go and investigate the conduct of
in the
government, sir.
Please go and investigate. Please understand.
Tawseef Ahmed, to try and link it to politics is only to try and look for justification, isn't it? Tawseef Ahmed.
Country is burning, sir. Country is burning. इतिहास माफ नहीं करेगा.
Tawseef Ahmed.
Perhaps Deshratan Nigam is not aware, or else he does not consider Yati Nrsimhanand as Hindu, because he is very well aware that Yati Nrsimhanand is issuing fatwa every day and night to go and kill Muslims. So he must be factually correct. He must not take side. Right now is a time when the Prime Minister, people of the at the top of the government has said that this Islamophobia must stop. This hate speech against Muslims and against the blasphemous statement against
Mr. Ahmed, have you not heard what is said? You are still going on and on about Islamophobia and hate speech against Muslims when I have literally played for you a man who is standing in a mosque and talking for decapitation.
Listen to
what are you going on about? What is Islamophobic in this? This man is using a mosque precinct to give a call for murder, and you are still going on about Islamophobia?
I am talking about X and you are going towards Y. Who has been beheaded? Has anyone beheaded? Has anyone been beheaded?
So you're saying,
what are you talking about?
All All right.
But
so you're saying, there's no beheading that's happened just as yet, so we should all be chilling.
Government must.
It's just a threat, Sujata Pandey. He's just said, we will behead.
Government.
Has anyone been beheaded? You just chill.
I didn't want to start with this, but I will start with little refresher of the recent past, and where the people have been beheaded just on the name of faith, and that faith is the faith of peacefuls, the faith of Islam. And only on the name of Islam, only on the name of fanaticism. Palghar Sadhus, remember that? Rameshwar Karat, remember that? Rupesh Pandey, remember? Rinku Sharma, remember? Hyderabad honor killing, remember? Delhi Police Constable Ratan Lal, do you remember? Ankit Sharma, remember?
Do you remember
Nilesh Tiwari, Vikas Yadav, do you remember? So please don't come on the debate and say who's been beheaded. First of all, shame on you and shame on Kuntal Krishna that he as a party,
there is
as a
top
party
people
member,
from BJP saying stop hate speech against Muslims, and yet you are continuing.
The courage. He does
You're
not
a bad
dare.
employee. You're a bad employee.
To call these people as
you will not get a bonus.
As someone who
can I come in?
does not endorse. He's questioning everything. Why has
bad
this
employee you are? You should not get a bonus. No Diwali bonus for you.
He's endorsing Satan se juda.
Can you stop being flippant, sir? Can you stop being flippant? This is not a joke. It might seem easy for you. It might seem like a joke to you. But let me tell you, in fact, that one of the people against whom a death threat has been given in front of a cheering mob, Tausif Ahmed, is one local journalist who just said, I stand with Nupur Krishna. He's been abused. He's been given a death threat. For Nupur Sharma, it said that, we will find her body in one place and head in another. And you think this is a giant joke? You really think this is a giant joke? You wouldn't find it so funny, sir, if you were at the receiving end of such a threat. It's very easy to be this chilled when it's happening to somebody else.
You find it funny?
Padmaja,
you find it funny?
You're the one who's being flippant about it, sir.
Padmaja, you find it funny that government of India is trying to convince international community that we are serious about equal treatments to all religions. We are serious about not insulting Muslims, and you find it funny, Padmaja.
Who's not condoning the insult? Just hold on a second and back up, all right? Every single example that has been given. Hold on a second, sir. Hold on a second. Please, let's not have a fact-free conversation. As far as the people you have named, the incident of Gonda, where one man came out and tried to harass people who were asking for arms, that man is in jail. Yati Narasimhanand has been booked. Another person in Kanpur, actually two of them who made problematic statements after the Kanpur riots, are both in jail. What on earth are you even talking about? Who is okay with insulting any one community? You are the person who's actually sitting here saying, it is being beheaded. It is only a threat. So a comment and an insult for you should be rewarded with hanging the person. But somebody making a beheading threat is not a serious enough offense for you. Just say just a threat.
You reward them, and that is why government of India is calling you fringe element.
Reward them? Reward who?
Government of India has called radicals and those who support radicals as fringe elements.
Who's rewarding who? Who is rewarding who? Just hold on a second. Who is rewarding?
Quit Islamophobia. You are still continuing with
You are just going on talking about generalities. What is Islamophobia? Give an example, no. You can't just keep sitting on TV and reading out from a script those same three words. Islamophobia, hate speech. Islamophobia, hate speech. What Islamophobia?
Replay your video. Last 20 minutes telecast.
Sir, the one person, you know what? I am no Islamophobe. You are the person who sat there and laughed off a threat to behead two Hindu people. So if anyone is displaying phobia of any kind, it is you. Don't try and get personal, especially when you're sitting here making obnoxious comments. I'm taking a quick break. This is not just about one person. This man deserves to be in jail. If the Jammu and Kashmir administration is really serious, they can't just leave it at booking him. He should be jailed.